loop here. And what I mean by that, we're basically doing the same thing. What do? We give you problems. You work on those problems, paper and pencil. We go through that with you at the whiteboard, and then we talk about how to use Sage in relationship to that problem set. And, reset, defining variables. It appears there's two variables here, a and x. And I'll just say var. Now remember, we discussed this in a prior lecture. You could just simply type AX and do that instead of putting a single quote on each variable. All right? So I'm saying A and X are now variables. Then it says something over here. We don't use this too often, but I'm going to say A has got to be a positive number. So I'm going to say assume, whatever going to come forward now, assume that A is greater than 0. And then I'm going to define a function. Right? It's still an assignment operator. I'm going to say f of x is equal to, it looks like a star x squared minus the square root sqrt of 2. Right? Hit the enter. Pretty okay there. And then I'm going to say equation 1, EQ1, assigned. And this looks strange to me. This says f, this is a composition, by the way, of f square root sqrt of 2. And again, we'll go back over the notes to show you where this is, equals minus the square root of 2. Whoops, I made a mistake there. Now someone said, I wonder what you did wrong there. And I got to look at it and find out what I did wrong. And since I don't, I see it now. Someone says, I don't see it. What I did was I pointed out to you, I used an equal sign when it should be a double equal sign. This is an equation. Let me do that now. So I corrected that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to solve. I'm going to solve equation 1 for A. And we get this. All right, I want to go back over the notes, though. And I'm looking for this composition problem. It's f of f, right? F of f. I'm looking for it. And I'm seeing it right over here. All right, let's go back and read the question. It says, let f be a function defined by. Well, that's what I did over here. I actually defined it the way they told me to define it. That's all I've done. I said f of x is equal to ax squared minus the square root of 2. And then I said for some positive a. Well, that's that assumption part. I'm assuming a is positive now. They told me that. Where they say f of root 2, well, that's what I typed in over here. Yep. Is equal to minus root 2. So I did, typed in what they said, and then I want to find the value of a. So I solved that equation for the value of a. That's all I did. All right, what does it tell me? It says 1/2 square root of 2. Let's see if they got that answer. And they did. It's right over here. Again, I want to point out some students actually read this here, and they misunderstand what they're reading. By the way, you could read this and misunderstand too, but it's square root of 2 over 2, which is exactly what this thing here says. It says 1/2 of a square root of 2. We got it. We did okay. All right. So again, my claim is you're trying to add to your tool chest. Sage is an important product to be looking into. All right, really is an important product. Thank you so much for paying attention.